Seriously? A $314 Pi? That sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? So, you've heard of Pi Network, right? It's that new cryptocurrency that's been making waves lately? This cryptocurrency thing you mine on your phone? Yeah, it's got everyone talking, it's been buzzing around, promising to be the next big thing. People are excited, and why wouldn't they be? Some people are even saying Pi could hit $314 per coin. $314, imagine that. That's a lot of avocado toast. You could practically open your own avocado toast cafe with that kind of money. Or a down payment on a house, depending on your avocado toast budget. It's a game changer, right? But let's be real for a second, we need to take a step back and think critically. Can Pi actually get that high? Is it realistic to expect such a massive increase in value? Like, is that even remotely possible, or are we just getting caught up in the hype? Or is this another one of those crypto pipe dreams destined to leave investors with empty pockets and a whole lot of regret? We've seen it happen before. That's what we're going to dive into, folks. We're going to explore every angle. We'll look at the arguments, the evidence, and the experts. We'll hear from those who believe in Pi's potential and those who are skeptical. We'll separate the hype from the reality. It's important to know what's real and what's just smoke and mirrors. Because when it comes to your hard-earned money, you deserve to know what you're getting into. No one wants to be left holding the bag, so buckle up, grab your thinking caps or your mining phones, and let's get into the wild world of Pi Network. It's going to be an enlightening journey. Okay, first things first. Why are people so hyped about Pi? I mean, $314 a pop is a pretty bold claim. What's fueling this optimism? Well, Pi believers point to a few key things. First, there's the whole mining on your phone thing. It's super easy to do. Even your grandma who still thinks the internet is a fad could probably figure it out. This accessibility means Pi has the potential to reach a massive audience. More users, more demand, right? Maybe. Then there's the whole community vibe. The Pi Network folks are big on building a strong, engaged community around their coin. They've got millions of users already, all chatting and sharing and dreaming of Pi riches. This community spirit is definitely a powerful force. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. A strong community and easy mining don't automatically equal a $314 coin. There's a lot more to consider. Like a whole lot more. Now, before we go any further, we need to talk about this thing called GCV. It stands for Global Consensus Value, and it's basically Pi's way of determining the value of Pi before it hits the open market. This is a crucial concept to understand because it sets the stage for how Pi will be perceived in the financial world. Think of it like this. Imagine you're trying to figure out how much a rare Beanie Baby is worth. You wouldn't just guess. You'd look for some kind of consensus or market data. You could look at what similar Beanie Babies have sold for online. This gives you a ballpark figure based on actual transactions. Or you could ask a bunch of Beanie Baby collectors what they think it's worth. Their collective opinion can provide valuable insights. GCV is kind of like the second option. It's a way to gauge value based on the collective opinion of the Pi community. It's based on what the Pi community thinks Pi is worth. This community-driven approach is unique and sets Pi apart from other cryptocurrencies, but here's the thing. Just because a bunch of people think something is valuable, doesn't mean it actually is. Remember those Beanie Babies? They were once considered highly valuable, but over time their worth plummeted. Remember those Beanie Babies? Turns out most of them aren't worth a hill of beans, pun intended. Turns out most of them aren't worth a hill of beans, pun intended. This serves as a cautionary tale for any market driven by hype and speculation. So, while GCV is an interesting concept, it's not exactly a guarantee of future riches. It's a tool, a way to measure sentiment, but not a crystal ball. Let's see what else is going on in the world of Pi. There's always something new and exciting happening, and staying informed is key to navigating this ever-evolving landscape. Okay, so we've talked about the Pi dream and this whole GCV thing, but now it's time to get real. Like really real, because the cryptocurrency market is a wild, unpredictable beast. And just because Pi has a catchy name and a bunch of enthusiastic supporters doesn't mean it's going to succeed. Here's the deal. For Pi to hit $314 or even $3.14, it needs to overcome some serious hurdles. We're talking about things like supply and demand, exchange listings, and trading volume. These are the real-world factors that determine a cryptocurrency's value. So, let's break these factors down and see how Pi stacks up. Because if we're going to separate the dreamers from the realists, we need to understand the lay of the land. Section 5, Supply and Demand, Pi's Balancing Act. First up, let's talk about supply and demand. This is Economics 101, folks. The more of something there is, the less valuable it is. And the more people want something, the more valuable it becomes. Simple, right? Now, Pi has a bit of a unique situation here. See, millions of people are mining Pi right now. That's a lot of Pi being generated. And when Pi finally launches on exchanges, if it ever does, there's a chance that supply could flood the market. And we all know what happens when there's too much of something. The price goes down. On the other hand, if demand for Pi is high enough, it could offset the potential supply glut. But that's a big if, especially considering Pi hasn't even launched yet. It's all speculation at this point. Section 6, Exchange Listings, Pi's Ticket to the Big Leagues. Speaking of launching, let's talk about exchanges. You know, those websites where you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies? Yeah, those are kind of important because if Pi wants to be taken seriously as a legitimate cryptocurrency, it needs to get listed on some major exchanges. Think of it like this. If you're a musician, you can't just expect to play a gig at Madison Square Garden without, actually being booked to play at Madison Square Garden. You need to work your way up, build a following, and prove yourself. The same goes for cryptocurrencies. Now, Pi has said they're working on getting listed on exchanges, but so far nothing concrete. And until Pi is readily available for trading on reputable platforms, it's hard to imagine it reaching any significant value. Section 7. What the experts say, Pi predictions. Okay, so we've looked at the market factors, but what do the experts think? Are there any financial gurus out there who are bullish on Pi? Well, it's tricky. Because Pi is so new and different, it's hard to find experts who are willing to put their reputations on the line with a concrete prediction. Some analysts are cautiously optimistic, suggesting that Pi could reach $1 or even $10 in the short term if it manages to launch successfully and gain traction. Others are more skeptical, pointing to the lack of a working product and the potential for the project to be a giant pyramid scheme. The truth is, nobody knows for sure what's going to happen with Pi. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario, and anyone who tells you they have all the answers is probably trying to sell you something. Section 8. Pieing into the future, price scenarios. So, let's play a little game, shall we? Imagine we're all sitting around a table, rolling dice and brainstorming the future of Pi Network. It's a fun exercise, but also a crucial one for anyone considering investing their time and energy into this digital currency. Let's imagine a few different scenarios for Pi's future and what they might mean for its price. Think of it as peering into a crystal ball, trying to predict the unpredictable. Scenario 1, the Pi dream becomes reality. This is the dream scenario where everything goes right. Pi launches successfully on major exchanges, the community remains strong, and demand skyrockets. Imagine the excitement as Pi becomes a household name in the crypto world. In this best-case scenario, Pi could potentially reach $100 or even higher. It's the kind of story that makes headlines and turns early adopters into overnight millionaires. But let's be real, the odds of this happening are slim. The crypto market is notoriously volatile, and many factors could derail this dream. Scenario 2, Pi finds its footing. This is a more moderate, yet still optimistic scenario. Pi launches on smaller exchanges, gains some traction, but doesn't become the global phenomenon its creators envisioned. It finds a niche market and a loyal user base. In this scenario, Pi could stabilize around $1 to $10. It's not the moonshot everyone hoped for, but it's a respectable outcome. Not life-changing money, but not bad for a free app. It's a steady, reliable performer in a crowded market. Scenario 3, the Pi bubble bursts. This is the nightmare scenario that no one wants to think about, but it's a possibility we must consider. The launch is a flop, technical issues plague the network, or the whole thing turns out to be a giant scam. The community loses faith, and the value plummets. In this worst-case scenario, Pi becomes worthless, and everyone who invested time and energy into it is left with nothing but regret. It's a harsh reminder of the risks involved in the crypto space. Which scenario is most likely? It's hard to say. The future of Pi is uncertain, and predicting it is like trying to hit a moving target. Your guess is as good as mine. The crypto market is full of surprises and anything can happen, but by understanding the potential risks and rewards, you can make a more informed decision about whether or not to invest your time and energy into Pi Network. It's all about weighing the possibilities and making a choice that aligns with your financial goals and risk tolerance. Section 9. Pi in your pocket, what do you think? So there you have it, folks. The Pi Network. A fascinating mix of ambition, community, and uncertainty. Whether it's a revolutionary cryptocurrency or just another flash in the pan remains to be seen. But what do you think? Are you a Pi believer, a skeptic, somewhere in between? Head down to the comments and let's discuss. Because when it comes to the future of cryptocurrency, everyone has an opinion. And who knows, maybe your hot take will be the one that goes viral. Just remember to tag me if it does.